not hearing myself. I can't hear myself.
There, now I can a little bit.
Yes.
There we go. Now I can hear myself. Terry?
I can hear myself.
I can hear Terry.
Yes. I can hear.
I can hear you, but it's still pretty low.
I can hear you okay. Yep. I can't hear anything, but
I can't hear Josh. If he's talking to me, I'm not hearing it. Whoever was just talking, it was very low.
Got it.
Cincinnati lights from the menu. You can join in on the light show. Download the refresh Cincinnati Bearcats app for free in the Apple and Google Play stores.
I can use that.
Yeah, the IFB is terrible.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Everything's distorted, and I've turned it way up. Yeah, I've turned it up constantly, and it's just distorted and low.
Yep.
I mean, if they're talking,
I can hear whoever pushes the button and says something. I can hear him, but I can't hear any conversation that's going on.
I mean, I'm not hearing anything now. Are they talking to me now? I can hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear each other fine. But every time someone talks to me on talkback, it's low and distorted every time on talkback. I haven't heard Josh for 15 minutes. But David was low, and somebody else was talking to me was low.
Okay, color headset, color head. I got you there loud and clear. Yes, I do. I got you on there. I am not hearing anything there if someone's talking to me. I am not. I only know he's trying to talk to me because my boom side is cutting out, but there's nothing coming through. No, I am not. I hear you loud and clear. Who am I talking to?
A little bit.
I got Dave. I got Dave. I have Dave loud and clear. I hear Dave.
I got you. I heard Dave.
Yeah. It's Josh. We don't hear Josh.
I don't hear him most time anyways.
Okay. Josh. This is Dave Romero. Okay, I got Josh now.
Me too.
Okay, we got Josh. Switching headsets. I'm going off headsets. I'll give them back to Terry.
The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Ohio.
Earlier today, it was commencement time at Fifth Third Arena. Tonight, college basketball as Cincinnati and Colgate meet for the first time. Good evening and welcome inside of Fifth Third Arena on the campus of the University of Cincinnati. Tom Glitter, thrilled to be alongside 1992 Final Four participant, my broadcast partner Terry Nelson, as we get you set for this one here tonight. The Bearcats, Terry, now 1 week removed from their loss to rival Xavier on the road, back at home for 2 in a row. And Keith Williams, he has been fantastic. He's a junior and hot as of late.
Well, the last 4 games, he's averaging 17 points, 7 rebounds. I mean, he has just been unbelievable. He's got the mid-range game. He's taken over where he went in the Virgin Islands, where he's attacking the basket, getting offensive rebounds. You want to know what work does for you? A guy who shot, 16%, 15% as a freshman from downtown, 28% as a sophomore last year. Now he's shooting 48% from downtown, putting in the work. And another guy, Micah Adams-Woods, is making his coming out party. Yes, the 3-ball right in your living room screen right there. He's a guy that's freshman that does not lack for confidence. 4 for 4 in the crosstown shootout. He'll continue to attack with his unorthodox style, and he has long arms. Yes, he can make the 3, but he can defend your full court as well.
No question, Terry, that Micah has been that spark the Bearcats often need coming off the bench. Let's talk about Colgate for a minute, because last year, let's not forget, they were an NCAA tournament team, 7-4, and you better know where guard Jordan Burns is at all times.
He will burn you. That name is going to be etched in your brain when you see him. This is a guy that can absolutely get buckets. Remember him last year in the NCAA tournament? He had 32 versus Tennessee in the first round loss that they had. Well, he put a 40-piece up this year. This is a guy that will get buckets. Got to pay attention to him.
Colgate and Cincinnati, they were both in Columbus last year in the NCAA tournament. They will meet here on the hardwood tonight. It's the first of 2 in a row at home for the Bearcats. Colgate and Cincinnati meet tonight in the Queen City. We'll give you the starters and have the tip when we return. Back inside of Fifth Third Arena, where we're just about set for the Raiders and the Bearcats. Tom Glader and Terry Nelson with you as we get set. Let's take a look at these starting lineups tonight. No surprises for Colgate. It's the same starting five for the 12th consecutive game. And of course, for John Brandon, it's his usual starting five. Jaron Cumberland, there were some questions this week whether or not he would be able to go. He will indeed start for the 8th time this season. John Brandon, of course, in his first season, the 1997 graduate of Marshall, here coaching at home for the Bearcats after making the trek across the Ohio River and joining UC from NKU, where he coached the last 4 years. At the other side, it's Matt Langle in his 9th year, the 2000 graduate of Penn. A lot of experience. He's coming off a Patriot League championship in which they're picked to win that league again this season. Bearcats in their traditional home whites with the black names and numerals on the back. Colgate will be in maroon with gray numbers as we come to meet court, and the first ever meeting between the Raiders and the Bearcats is underway here in Clifton. Colgate will work right to left with Jordan Burns, the prolific scorer, dropping it off into the hands of Tucker Richardson. Back to Burns in the corner. This is a team that'll let it fly from around the perimeter. Keith Williams will take a steal. One-on-one into the lane, loses his dribble, and it's picked up by Colgate.
What a defensive play by Cummings. Individual defense. Got a man spinning at the basket, hit the ball, and got it back for his team.
Colgate, who won the tip, back for their second offensive possession after turning it over last trip. Burns steps back, three-pointer, nothing but net.
And the smirk by Cumberland, like, how did he make that? Well, he's an unorthodox bucket getter.
That's what he does.
Yes.
Yeah. If you read the scouting report, you know that's exactly what Jordan Burns does. Shooting 35% from downtown, a preseason All-Patriot team selection. And an early bucket for the visitors. Vote down low will push through his first two.
What a tremendous entry pass by Trey Scott, threw it where the defense was not, and the big Vote kept it up and put it in.
Burns will set it up at the offensive end. 1 minute gone by. Ivanoskis, another very talented player on the right side. He's the big man. No hesitation, though, on the three-pointer. It's too strong.
Cats look to push, try to get some early offense. They want to swing this ball left to right and make this team play defense.
Cumberland, Scott, and Williams, who you talked about in the open, working it along the perimeter. Back to senior Jaron Cumberland. Top of the key. Keith Williams, three-pointer a bit flat, but Vote, the offensive rebound, his putback was there and pops off the iron.
The big fella caught it, had bad balance and put it up and faded away.
Burns looking for his second tray of the game, does not find it. Trayvon Scott will pull away the rebound.
Such a jealous rebounder. Look at that.
Scott triple team, dropped it off the Vote. McNeil did a fantastic job to save it, and then Jaron Cumberland's three doesn't fall through. Burns going to look to run it the other way. Driving to the lane, puts it up. Keith Williams catching up with him from behind. Swats it towards the students.
Keith Williams, unbelievable. This is his 9th block on the year from the guard position. It's quite impressive.
Bounce pass, caught Richardson off guard, came off his knee, but he regained control. Cummings, a runner along the baseline, doesn't go down. Cumberland's there for the rebound, quickly forward to the hands of Trayvon Scott. McNeil. Whoa, Cumberland looking to his left. Keith Williams didn't move, and some miscommunication there as Cumberland throws it away. Colgate, talked about being an NCAA tournament team. They were in Columbus last year. Had they been able to upset Tennessee, a 7-point loss for the Raiders, and had the Bearcats beaten Iowa, also a 7-point loss, they would have met in the second round, 100 miles up the road. McNeil trying to get it away from Cummings. And it looked like Cummings gave McNeil a little bit of a shove. It was right in front of us. They're going to turn it around and give the ball.
He doesn't know. First he said one way, then he said the other. But the officials were not, the fans were not complaining about the direction of the ball. They wanted to push off in order to seal.
It's not about who touched it last. It was the extra effort there to knock McNeil to the ground. John Brannon is arguing just that.
He said he knocked him over. The coach said he deflected it. I mean, the ref said he deflected it.
Either way, it ends up with the Raiders 2.5 minutes in. Pass down to the baseline. Second turnover of the game for the Raiders.
Great defense by Cincinnati. This Colgate team likes to do a lot of back cuts, like to do the illusion that they're going to go to the hole only to kick it back out for a three-point shot.
I'd imagine it's huge for the Bearcats early in this game to not give those shots to Colgate, not let them get hot. We saw Jordan Burns with the opening three. Aside from that, not allow Colgate to find their confidence from downtown, because that's really when they hurt teams. Williams driving the lane, triple teamed off the window, no, picked up a foul en route. And Keith Williams will shoot the game's first free throws.
Look at the spin move here. Gets bodied by Nelly Cummins. Nearly makes the unorthodox shot. But Keith has been one of those guys that continues to go to the hole, continue to expand this game. There's no limits on him. And then he has a coach that believes in him offensively and says, continue to grow. If we're going to be somebody, we're going to continue to grow and be the kind of tournament team that we need to be, you have to be a major factor.
He hits 2 free throws, his first 2 points of this game. Cincinnati has their first lead. He had a big effort 1 week ago in the loss to Xavier, 15 points and 9 rebounds.
Led the team in both categories.
Foul will be called on Nelly Cummings' far side. That is his second. There in the, oh, sorry, it was actually Tucker Richardson picking up the foul, not Cummings. It's on the screen. Yep. Third turnover of the game for Colgate. Williams working on the right side. Down low for Vogt. Double team puts it up. No. Draws a foul, however. And he'll head to the stripe. Will Raymond picks up the personal foul.
Now Chris Vogt had the catch and finish as soon as he caught the ball. But he does that. He likes to finish with his left, so he'll spin around, keep the ball about chest high, and create the contact and put it up.
First of 2 for Vogt does not fall through. He's a 59% free throw shooter on the season, 19 of 33.
We talk about improvement.
Yes.
We talk about getting a minute or so as a freshman all the way to nearly 13 points per game at the free throw line. The Cats, this is where they make their, they get bread and butter. They're averaging 18 free throw attempts per game.
Vogt gets 1 of 2. He has 3 points. Full court pressure creating trouble for Colgate, and they will use their first timeout. We will step aside as well. 3.5 gone in the first half. Bearcats leading by a pair. Ugly sweater night here at Fifth Third Arena, and of course the cheerleading team is in on that spirit as we welcome you back. It's the holiday time. Most of my Christmas shopping is done at this point, which is way ahead of schedule with 11 days to go until Christmas on December 25th. And of course Terry and I are in the holiday spirit. It's gift giving time. We'll give away some stocking stuffers throughout the night. We're going to start with Bearcats head coach John Brandon. Partner, you go first.
Oh, I had the perfect gift for him. But I'm going to give Coach Brandon, because he doesn't sleep well, I'm going to give him a sleep number bed. Look at that. That's nice and comfortable. Looks like he can go. He only sleeps about 3 hours a night. So make sure those hours,
the best of it.
make
Yeah,
the most
absolutely. You got to make the most of it. All right, well, you know what I have for John Brandon? This time of year, you're busy, you got some travel. I think I'm going to give him a date night. I haven't seen his wife very much. Not necessarily movie tickets, but how about a nice date night? Get away from the kids. And you know who's babysitting his kids?
Who's that?
You.
I can do that.
I signed up you to babysit the family. So you got to watch the family. And John gets to take his wife out for a nice date night.
A free throw shooting contest.
Yeah, sounds good to me. 3+ minutes for Colgate without scoring. They had that opening three-pointer from Jordan Burns, and 0 for since.
Defensively, the Cats are really hyper on the ball, make sure they pressure the ball so they don't get the shots off and the back cuts. So they're very keen on that. But this Colgate team, they will play to the end of the shot clock. As you see, the kickball by Volt clock will be reset to 20. But they will play to the end of the shot clock, and you have to play all the way to the end of the shot clock because they're such a potent three-point shooting team. What looks like a great defensive play can turn into your worst nightmare when they start knocking these down.
Shot clock was down to 16 seconds. A quick release from Raymond on the inbounds pass, and that ends the scoring drought. Raymond averaging 11 points per game, the senior from New York City, as his first 2.
Subpar outing last game, only scored 7 points.
Williams kicking in the direction of Cumberland, too tall. You saw it the other way around, almost in the exact same spot when Cumberland threw it to Williams a few moments ago, and Williams wasn't there to receive the pass, and now this time Cumberland doesn't catch it.
That's Will today at shoot-around. I say, what kind of game are you going to have today? You're going to have a big game? You're going to have a big scoring game? He goes, I'll do whatever it takes to win. I said, what does that mean? Whatever it takes. Was 30 points, no rebounds, or 12 rebounds and no points? Whatever it takes to win. But I know some of that's got to be three-point shooting.
Bearcats have missed on their first 2 3-pointers of this game. Cumberland, someone who can heat up quickly from the perimeter, drops it down for Vogt. Into the lane, Williams comes off of his hands, fighting for it on the baseline, knocks it out. And the ball is going to go back to the Raiders.
There's some students here. A lot of the students went home. There was graduation today earlier, but a lot of the students went home. So the energy in the building is not the same.
Yeah, missing some of that. It was finals week this last week as Cincinnati did not play after meeting Xavier. Davenport unable to get the interception, and then it's Raymond underneath the hoop trying to put it up, drawing a foul. As Jeremiah Davenport comes in, the first sub of the game for John Brandon.
One of the things that Coach Brandon said that he wanted to really work on this year was, or this past week after the Xavier game, was he needed more intensity defensively. Get back to the fundamentals of how they pick up full court, how they play in the half court, how they talk and communicate with perimeter switching, how they on-the-ball defense. So a lot of that stuff. And then you see runouts and different things. So they're starting out slow defensively. And he says the offense will catch up eventually. He doesn't expect the offense to be ahead of the defense at this stage of the game. But defensively, he expects them to be a little bit better.
Raymond 2 free throws, hits them both. He has 5 points. Very strong from the free throw line this season, 15 of 17.
Get some ISO information, some ISO situations here right now for Cumberland. That's a shot. This Colgate team will methodically, just like a python, they will methodically take the air out of you by execution, passing it out, and then when you give just the slightest bit of room, they do this.
Richardson, a 3 from the left wing. Comes off the iron, no good. Cincinnati has not hit a field goal in the last 4+ minutes. Davenport trying to end it and had a wide open look that didn't fall through.
A great move by Jeremiah. Just got to finish with the left.
A couple more subs waiting to come in at the next whistle. We'll see Jay Sorolla return for Cincinnati. He's been out for about a month exactly, since November 14th. Raymond thought about the 3, held on to it. Now Cummings, 9 to shoot for Colgate. Leading by 3, and they throw it away. I think some miscommunication there as it was tossed in the direction of senior Will Raymond. And he didn't have a chance to catch it. Ball back to the Bearcats, 14-12 to play in the half.
You may see a floater here and there from Colgate, but they average 31 attempts from downtown per game, and they make 10. So they're going to penetrate to suck you in, to kick it out, no matter where they are. If they're outside of that perimeter, that 3, it's going up. Conversely, the Cats only about 17 3-point attempts per game. So you can see the attention to detail. They're not used to seeing this.
4 subs on right now for John Brennan. Jay Sorolla dumping it down low, and the starter on the floor. Keith Williams is the one who finishes it.
John Brennan loves the basketball IQ of Jay Sorolla, how he's able to catch and look and find guys. He's a great passer for a big. He makes everything run.
He needed that bucket to end a 5+ minute streak without a made field goal.
And look at the amount of switching and backdoor cuts from this Colgate. One-on-one, this is what the Bearcats missed.
Ivanoskis in the lane, turns, puts it short. May have been deflected. There was 3 on the shot clock. Great awareness there from Raymond to get it back up, but didn't put enough juice on it to get it up and into the bucket. 1-point game. 7 minutes gone by here in the first half. Adams Woods, who we talked about a bit, certainly can be a spark off the bench for the Red and Black. Cumberland 3-ball. There's a spark for the Bearcats.
That's what you call a match right there. You strike it one time and all of a sudden the entire thing catches on fire. He's a guy that will get you 4 or 5 in a row. You want to look out for.
Even averaging 11 points per game. He started 2 games this year. Pass down low for Richardson. He had a great look at it, but wasn't able to finish.
Keith Williams, oh, the hezzy.
Dumped it down low for Davenport. It took an extra step, and Cincinnati turns it over.
I mean, look at this. The penetrate kick. He looks, he sees a guy covering back door. Keith is just a tremendous baseline player. And then you give him a little bit of room. You don't get over that in the hedge. This is what he does.
5 turnovers now for the Bearcats after that last one.
That's been a point of emphasis for the Bearcats. They're just turning the ball over entirely too much.
5 and 8 minutes of basketball is not what the head coach is going to want to see.
Averaging 16 per game.
Certainly reflective of a team settling into a new system for the first-year head coach. And there's another one. Keith Williams shuffled his feet on the right wing, driving to the bucket. Ball goes back to Colgate. 8 minutes gone at Fifth Third Arena. Seesaw battle so far. Bearcats leading by a pair in the first ever meeting between Cincinnati and Colgate here at Fifth Third Arena. Mentioned graduation took place this morning, so Colgate didn't get an opportunity to shoot in the game arena. They shot in the Bearcats practice floor down on the first floor of the Richard Lindner Center, just behind Fifth Third Arena here. And at the end of shoot around, Matt Langel called up his team, like most teams do, and he said, guys, before you walk out of here, I want you to look around. Look at the names behind me, particularly the one right over his shoulder, Oscar Robertson. He said, there have been greats that have been played here. And you know what's a similarity between all those guys? Toughness. Understand that the toughness and the history of the Bearcats basketball program, namely the toughness instilled by Terry Nelson, is what has gotten the Bearcats to this point, and he wanted to make sure that his guys understood that coming in.
Oh, I love the fact that you have a little history. You sit down and you let guys know what this is about. It's not just a game. There's history in this building. And if you come in here and you can get away with the win, this is your first ever time playing each other. If you want to get away with the win, this is what you're going to have to overcome.
Then he had them all come over and shake your hand, right?
Yeah, well, he talked about the comment that Micah said he wanted to put the foot on the neck of this team early on. They haven't been able to do that yet.
Micah Adams-Woods across midcourt. 8.5 minutes gone. Cumberland looking for a three. It was way too strong. Keith Williams read it perfectly, able to keep it alive and pokes it out to Sorolla.
Keeps such a good offensive rebound. The probing of Micah.
And he throws it away. Does Adams-Woods, trying to get it over to Keith Williams. 7th turnover for the Bearcats here in the first 9 minutes.
And every time you play an offense where you a lot of back cutting and a lot of misdirection, you try to sneak some passes in there, but sometimes you got to fake a pass before you make a pass, or else you end up with high turnover rates.
Earns a look pass to Ferguson.
Cutting
Cutting down low for Raymond. No travel called. Richardson's three-pointer is good. He's on the board. Averages 11 per game. Sophomore from New Jersey. Shoots it at a 62% clip.
Yeah, they go backdoor. They don't do backdoor for layups. So when you converge down to try to block that shot, they're kicking it out to the corner in the area that you vacated to put it up.
Answer back from Javen Cumberland, who has 5.
This is a team that's a high execution team, Colgate. They will run their sets. If you lack communication in any area of the 5, they will put it up.
Williams the rebound. Adams-Woods running the point right now for John Brandon. Javen Cumberland fakes the dish out, lays it up and in.
Scorers know how to score. Yes, he has been labeled a shooter all his life, but he's a very underrated scorer. Getting to the hole, finding his spots, whether it be floaters, short pull-up jump shots. We all know the long ball works effectively.
8 of 14 points for the Bearcats have come in the paint thus far. Burns loses his dribble right at the free throw line, and Mike Adams-Woods going to be called for a foul reaching in.
He comes off this high screen, he looks, he goes, I'm gonna give it to you, Trey. No, I'm not. I got this layup right now for you. I'll catch you on the other side.
Brandon will rotate in a few more subs.
Cumberland cousins are now in the game together. Jaron likes to look for Javen. Jaron likes to give the ball up to guys. When he's in his scoring mode, he only gives it up to guys that he knows he's gonna get a quality look for. And he always looks for his cousin when he's in the game.
Chris McNeil returns as well.
One thing that Coach Brandon talks about is the elite defense that Cumberland has been playing. That's a tough shot right there by Cummins, but Cumberland, Jaron has become a much better defensive player, particularly on the ball this year.
Long 2 for Cummings. Scott at the other end, off the window and in.
The spin on that, Trey Scott. The catch, great pass by Jaron Cumberland.
His first 2 of the day. Richardson, spin away from Jaron Cumberland. Bearcats continue to do well in the paint.
I mean, the talking, the communication you have to play a game like Colgate, because they will put you to sleep with the amount of time that ball goes around the perimeter.
There it is, Jack Ferguson on the 3 ball.
And you saw Coach Brandon stomp his feet upset because the defensive coverage was right there, but it was not where he actually wanted it to be. And you give up a 3 ball.
You know the Raiders are going to take it. They've made 34% of their threes this season. Cumberland.
Oh, he had him in the air. He should have got it. He had the foul opportunity.
Williams 3 ball off the sad iron. Trayvon Scott did a great job to corral the rebound. Javen Cumberland drives, kicks it out to his cousin Jaron. Javen was already running the other way with 3 in the air, and it spun around the iron and popped out.
Javen was running down the court with his hand in the air because he knew that was a 3 ball.
Cincinnati just 1 for 6 from downtown to start this game. Under 8 to play in the half. Lavanauskas working on Scott.
Oh, the craftiness.
Turning. showing patience and getting his first 2 of the game.
That's how you play when you're on the playground. When everybody's calling for the ball, you made 2 in a row. Another travel by the Bearcats.
And it'll set us up for a timeout here at Fifth Third Arena. Trayvon Scott is marked early on in the first half, catching and connecting. Then at the other end, Ivanauskas for Colgate, keeping the Raiders in it. Colgate leading by a point against Cincinnati in the first ever meeting between these two teams here at Fifth Third Arena. Even Cumberland coming off the bench and has 7 points for the Bearcats. Terry's been very good, 3 for 4 from the field.
Well, he can heat up very quickly. He's well aware of what his game is capable of. He knows he can go to the hole, especially particularly going to the right. He likes coming off those screens, and if you give him a little bit of room, he can knock it down. Jaron is a guy that needs to get going. He got off to a slow start this season. One thing he has been able to do is get to the free throw line. So that's how you get a rhythm going with Jaron, is get to the free throw line. But Javen is a guy that has been absolutely on fire early on. Bearcats just need stops. They're sloppy with the basketball. They've got 8 turnovers already. They're leading on the glass 14-8, but they have 15 shots to Colgate's 19 because of the 4 extra possessions on turnovers.
See, Javen's made as many shots as has the rest of the Bearcats team.
Yes.
Ivanauskas at the free throw line extended. Will hand it off to Cummings. Back to the big man. Preseason All-Patriot team selection. Tucker Richardson driving. Keith Williams swats it away. 5 to shoot. 3 ball from Ferguson goes through. So after the block shot, Colgate still finds points and extends their lead to 4.
I mean, this is a late shot clock team. You have to play the entire 30 seconds. Just when you think you got them in a bad shooting situation, they have 5 guys on their team that shoot 40+% from downtown. So you spread the floor, you kick it out, you don't take bad shots, you trust your teammates.
Jaron Cumberland turns it over down low, trying to stop a 7-0 run that has put the Raiders back on top, but that's not the way to do it.
Jaron, nice drop down pass for Chris Vogt. Chris Vogt wasn't ready for it and just watched the ball go out of bounds, and Jaron had some words to say to him as he went back over to defend the ball. I mean, it's one thing when you're struggling offensively, but when you're trying to get guys involved and they're not ready, that will eat you up because it makes you look bad. And as a team, you want to make sure that you cover for your teammates, so you don't want to necessarily get in Chris's face, but you want to let him know. Oh, my goodness.
Ivanauskas shovels his feet. Was turning in the bucket. He was looking for a teammate cutting.
Yes.
Keegan Records, who didn't make the run, the freshman from Rhode Island. 5th turnover for Colgate. Raiders have made 4 of their last 5 field goals after starting the game. 3 for 16 from the field.
Zach Harvey's in the game now. Let's see if he gives the Bearcats a little action going over there.
3 in the key is going to be called on Vogt. Another turnover for Cincinnati, and that certainly has been the Achilles heel here in the first half. Talk about how the building hasn't had much energy. That's not going to help.
Well, you
Put some juice to Fifth Third Arena.
Yeah, you play nearly 14 minutes, and you have 10 turnovers. I mean, it's just not Cincinnati basketball, whether it's this era or any era in the past. You have to be able to get a shot attempt, because then you let your rebounders and everybody else that does all the little things become effective. And look at Harvey with the play.
Harvey getting the block on Ferguson in the corner. Then he's unable to keep it alive.
Save all balls in the corner. Bounce it up high and allow your teammates to go get it. Look at the closeout. He blocked it. They practiced this. So instead of trying to knock it over there, spike that ball high on the ground.
Colgate will have to hurry, just 8 to shoot. Cummings doing that, driving to the lane, picks up a foul, then goes over a couple of the media sitting courtside. And the Cummings will head to the free throw stripe following the foul on Jaron Cumberland.
And one thing the Cats got to do a better job of is protecting the rim, not with the shot block. You got your shot blockers, but what you have to do is you have to slide in front, that circle, and become a defensive player by taking the charge. One of the best plays in basketball. You get 4 block shots to become an All-American, but you get 4 charges. There's no stat for that. I mean, there's an offensive foul. There's a different kind of fouls that you can put in the book, but it doesn't say charge. And you
would have never guessed that you would be the one petitioning for some type of stat line.
Absolutely. Well, good defensive players don't get the credit due to them because there's no stat for charges unless you're on the NBA level.
Cummings hits both free throws. He has 4, and it's now a 10-0 run for Colgate, opening up their biggest advantage of the game with 5.5 to play here in the first half.
Lots of movement, but there's nothing going on.
Harvey down on the baseline, turns, fires from 10 feet away. No. Vogt battling for the rebound. And was it Avanauskas who committed the foul? It was his first.
Yeah, Zach had to take a tough shot on the baseline because the clock is running down under 5 seconds. Chris Vogt just using that big body and positioned himself for the offensive rebound and gets the call. Cats have not looked good so far this half.
Cumberland, a wide open 3. Hammers it through as Raymond got there late. And that certainly is one way to spark the Cats as Cumberland moves to 16th all time, passing Gary Clark with that 3-pointer.
Can't leave him open.
This is 189th career 3-pointer for Jaron Cumberland.
Passed Jelly Jones last game. My man Dwight Jelly Jones on the scoring list.
Cumberland down for Vogt, over to Scott. Good ball movement. Harvey, 3-pointer, not close. Colgate gets the rebound, leading by 3.
That's the offense that you want to see. In to the corner, to the wing. Great execution. With this Colgate team, man, look how they execute. These cuts. I dribble at you, you backdoor cut. They look at the clock and they set. You have to play defense the entire duration of the 30-second clock.
Burns with 4 to shoot. Trying to step back, kicks it out. Avanauskas, the big man, will take the 3. It will not go down. Vogt's able to box out for the rebound.
Cincinnati has to take advantage of possessions like this. And we'd like to see something down low to Chris Vogt because he has the mismatch.
Cumberland out between the rings. Burns reached up as he was looking over to the sideline, trying to poke it away. Foul will be called on the floor on Jordan Burns. Timeout here at Fifth Third Arena. That 3-pointer for Jaron Cumberland. To pass the ever-popular Gary Clark. Helping the Bearcats inch closer.
If you're gonna have the leader tag, you gotta go hard every day. Like, you can't be out there like lollygagging and, you know, being not like locked in, not in the deep end. So you have to go hard every day, and that's what I was trying to do, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do that. So make sure everyone can follow me. You know, if they look up and see Trey's going hard, then they're gonna go hard too.
We'll hear more from Trayvon Scott, who has a pair of points and 4 rebounds here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, make sure you stay tuned for that chat as he speaks extensively about what it means to be a leader now here this season for Cincinnati. Turnovers certainly have been the story so far here in the first half. Cincinnati with 10 turnovers, just 5 for Colgate. The Raiders have turned those turnovers into 12 points.
I mean, wow. And Trey Scott's got to be, he's got to be in that little circle area. If they're going to play the matchup zone or the 2-3 zone, you got to get the ball to Trey in the high post area. Or you can do that.
That'll tie the game. Mike Adams-Woods on the score sheet for the first time tonight.
So the man-to-man was working for Colgate. They decide out of the timeout to give one possession to the 2-3 zone. And Micah Adams-Woods picks up where he left off in the Xavier game, hitting the long ball. And now Jaren has a chance to work these corners where he's very effective.
And Colgate turns it over going the other way, and the Bearcats have a chance to jump back on top.
Looks like a box and one now.
A long 2 from Jaren. No vote. Can't grab the rebound. Burns will bring it back the other way. He has not done anything since that opening 3-pointer. Ivanoskis in the lane, too short. Cumberland and Scott were there for the rebound. Jaren came away with it.
Trey Scott wants every rebound, even trying to take it from his own teammate.
Williams in the lane. His shot was blocked. Bearcats regained the possession, though.
They got to move with purpose. The Bearcats are passing the ball around, and they're going through the motions, but it's not crisp.
Williams in the corner. Off to Adams-Woods. A long 3, nothing but net.
6 for 6 over his last 2 games. 4 from 4 from downtown.
He's now 8 for 12 from 3-point land this season. Bearcats back on top thanks to a 9-0 run. Raymond at the top of the key. Swings it to the right. Cummings on the right time.
And it takes a lot of movement to defend a team like Colgate.
Richardson's 3 was not close. Williams going to back it off. Adams-Woods out between the circles.
Jaren wants this ball bad. They got to move the ball with pace. When they swing it left to right, they can get a shot from Colgate. Maybe the dump down right here.
Vote, yes, sir. And the Bearcats have exploded in the last 2 minutes. Vote has 5. It's an 11-0 run in favor of the home guys, and a 5-point lead for the Bearcats.
It's amazing when you move the ball, when you utilize your teammates. Comes off the screen, hands ready, and the dump down by Cumberland. Cumberland is a willing passer. I mean, look at it. He sees it, and his hands ready. Chris Vogt, all big man, when you roll, show your chest. If your numbers are available and looking in the direction of the passer, you will receive it. Everybody talks about the scoring ability of Cumberland, but when you talk to Coach Brandon says statistically, when they look at the analytics and when they see it on film, Cumberland has become an elite defender. Him and Keith Williams, the wing pair, can really get after it.
Now Colgate will need an answer. Bearcats showing full court pressure. The Raiders have gone 4+ minutes without scoring. Cincinnati's been impressive down low. 12 of their 27 points have come in the paint.
Mike Adams-Woods, he's got long arms, so look for him to poke that ball away and just try to disrupt your rhythm a little bit, because you got a guy that can put up numbers and you can't slack off, even though that's a freshman mistake right there.
There it is. Burns from the corner. His first point since the opening 3. He has 6.
You don't double down and leave a guy that can get hot at any moment. You turn your back on him. He relocates to the corner like a veteran should do.
The guy that had 40 points 3 weeks ago.
Come on now. Green Bay knows it.
Cumberland driving to the bucket, dumps it off to the back door. Trayvon Scott double team, breaks it, and puts it up and through.
That's just determination right there for the graduate. This time last year on the road, he earned his 4-year degree.
Richardson kicks it out. Raymond, 3 ball. Won't fall through. Sorolla is there, does not touch it. Comes off the fingertips of Ivanauskas.
Brandon wants
that timeout will be called by John Brannon with 4-second differential between game clock and shot clock. We talked about how it's been a busy day here at Fifth Third Arena. How about the University of Cincinnati operations folks and facilities? That's what it looked like at 10:30. Wow. It's now just past 7:30. So about 9 hours later, after graduation, you can see Miguel Pinto, the president here at the University of Cincinnati. They said there's a couple thousand graduates. Of course, President Pinto busy right now looking for the new director of athletics. Who will it be? A report this week in the Athletic that it'll be announced this week, maybe Wednesday.
You know, when I was an athlete, you never had access to the president. Now they got Twitter handles, and you can just directly communicate with the guy at the top of an institution. And the guy at the top of the institution loves a guy like this, Coach Brannon, who is ardent at getting his team to play the way he wants. He's going to have stretches where they don't do, and they look just quite out horrible at times because they're not running the offense correctly and they're turning the ball over. Then there's times when they look elite. And that's the only times that he likes to remember. Short-term memory.
About a 4-second differential between game clock and shot clock coming out of the timeout for Cincinnati.
A 2-3 zone that they're going to come out and play the ball, and then they're going to settle into it to a man-to-man. And they're going to switch
5 to shoot.
Yes.
Cumberland on the left wing. Thought about a 3 now. He'll take it. A foul is committed by Tucker Richardson. Put his body into Jaron Cumberland, and he's going to get 3 free throws.
See, I see this with Jaron. A lot of times, because he shoots a flat set shot that's very effective, and they're going to go to the line to see if that was, go to the monitor to see if that was a 3. A lot of times, he'll pump fake, get you in the air, and then pass it and cut to the basket to get it back. Well, the Kobe Bryant rule is you want to pump fake. Looked like he was behind the line. You want to pump fake and draw the foul by jumping into the guy as he's jumping and lunging at you and get those 3 fouls. And that's how you get your rhythm going. The Bearcats are 17 free throw attempts per game, which is, what, 31st in the country?
Both coaches
18th in the country.
Use that review for the opportunity to talk things over on their respective benches without burning a timeout, as Cumberland will get 3 free throws.
Cumberland is a crafty scorer. You'll look at it and you'll say, man, he hasn't made a 3 in a long time. And then you look up and he's got 12, 15 points in the first half. And then you look at the game and he's finished with 28, 29 on 15 of 19 from the free throw line, because he will throw his body into you when he senses that you are out of position. And if you try to jump and try to block the shot as he's driving and jumping into you, you're going to get that foul.
Cumberland hits all 3 free throws, so he has 6. Bearcats have their biggest lead of the game, 5.5 seconds away from going into the locker room. Now look to get one more defensive possession in. And now let the Raiders find any momentum before heading in.
Oh, almost a steal.
Pass to Burns, who ends up going down, keeping his dribble. He's not going to get a shot off. It's picked up by Javen Cumberland. And Cincinnati has Javen Cumberland well after the horn. Hit a 3 from 3/4 court.
Looks like Steph Curry.
It isn't going to count, but you know what?
Shoots like Steph Curry. No.
Bearcats
slow down a little bit.
don't need it right now. A 16-3 run gives Cincinnati a 7-point lead going into the dressing room. Halftime here at Fifth Third Arena. Cincinnati 32, Colgate 25. When we come back, Trayvon Scott speaks about his main goal for this season. Stay tuned. Welcome back to halftime here at Fifth Third Arena. Trey Scott is the longest tenured player on the UC roster, and he's been very productive since moving into a starting role, and that culminated with him being named to the American Athletic Conference All-Tournament team last season. Coach Brennan has relied on Trey to become a locker room leader for this team, and he knows exactly what it takes.
One, I'll say, for one, you have to be on the same page as your coach. Me and Coach Brennan, we're trying to be on the same page every day with everything, every decision, just staying connected at a high level, like you always say, and being able to, how can I say this? Being able to touch each player in a different way to get the best out of them. Because being a leader doesn't mean you're the coach or you're in charge of everything and this and that. You got to be able to, approach each player and really understand how to get them to be the best when they're down, how to pick them up, or because you can't do that the same with everyone. You got to know how everyone reacts different to certain things. So that's one thing. And just if you're gonna have the leader tag, you gotta go hard every day. Like, you can't be out there lollygagging and being not locked in, not in the deep end. So you have to go hard every day, and that's what I was trying to do, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do that. So make sure everyone can follow me. If they look up and see Trey going hard, then they're gonna go hard too.
You've won regular season titles. You've won conference tournament championship. You have not had the long run in March so far in your career. Is that the missing piece of the puzzle for you as your final season gets underway?
Me personally, it is. I think it is. I had all the success from regular season. Like you said, conference tournament, won 2 rings. Trying to get out that first weekend, it just wasn't it wasn't my calling at the time, I guess. But this year, I feel like we have a new calling. I know we have another calling, and we're an older team, so we all have the same mindset, and it's to make a run in March. And we think we can. Our coaches know we can. We know we can. So this year, we're ready to get in a tournament and make stuff happen.
Trey and the Bearcats have 20 more minutes to get through tonight, looking for their 8th win of the season. But first, step aside, take a break, and when we return, Terry and I are going to hand out some Christmas spirit. 20 minutes of basketball in the books, 20 more still to come here at Fifth Third Arena. Cincinnati leading 32-25 at the half. Tom Glenner and Terry Nelson, happy to be with you back in Clifton. And of course, it is the holidays. You've seen the ugly sweaters and the cheerleaders in the
I
dance
didn't see
team
not
throughout.
one ugly sweater.
You didn't see any? You saw
No.
beautiful sweaters?
Absolutely.
Holiday sweaters?
I saw guys carrying the flags.
Where's
with
your ugly
sweaters.
sweater?
It's hanging in the closet next to the other
for the
ugly
post-game
stuff.
show?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a moment. Maybe I can help you out with your closet because we're going to give some gifts tonight. We did something for John Brandon earlier, and now it's my turn to give something to my broadcast partner, Terry Nelson. And Terry, I know you get lonely sometimes tonight. You need something to do. Well, I got you a PS4.
Come on, man.
Now, partly because my kids just got one, so I figure you hit me up with a text message. I can jump on there, and I can give you a whooping in Madden or FIFA or NBA 2K or something like that. I haven't played video games forever, but I'm willing to give it a try. So I figured I need to get you one as well. So
I really appreciate
congratulations.
that.
I'm here for you, partner.
I got something for you.
You do?
Absolutely.
I mean, 'tis the season.
I'm in the Christmas mood.
All right,
I got
well, I
something
can't
for
wait
you.
to see what this is.
Well, it's something you definitely need.
Well, that one year it was a weight loss DVD.
I
when you
got
said
you
that.
the Dollar Shave Club, baby.
I have
Come
the
on.
Dollar Shave Club.
Well, we need to make sure we
Just
get that
'cause I'm
beard
not
on.
using
Yeah,
it.
man. You look like Grizzly Adams. We got to make sure we
That's
get that
what
thing.
I'm working on.
We got you trying
This
to go
is kind of my off
That's not a
season.
5 o'clock. That's like a midnight. That's not even a shadow anymore. That's like
That's what I'm trying to do. You don't like it?
I love it.
I mean, I think we already have the answer to
You
that.
got to line it up a little bit. That's why.
Well, I did a little
If you don't
bit.
like it, you can throw the blade away and get another one back in a couple days.
Okay.
Dollar Shave Club, baby.
All right, sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. We certainly both have helped each other here tonight at halftime. We'll step aside, take a break, and take a look at the highlights from the first half. When we return, maybe give out some more gifts as well. Stay tuned. Bearcats and the Raiders out of their respective dressing rooms as we close in on the start of the second half here at Fifth Third Arena. Bearcats fans looking on and happy with a 7-point lead. Javen Cumberland, part of that reason, coming off the bench and sparking the Bearcats offense.
That's what he does. That's the reason why he's coming off the bench, because he can provide an instant spark. You don't look for steals or anything else from him. You look for him to warm up, and when he gets hot, it makes the defense better.
And look, Terry, we knew coming in Colgate can stroke it from downtown, especially that guy Jordan Burns. He hasn't really hurt the Bearcats, but they have found some shots from beyond the arc.
Well, they're right on par for what they do for the game. They're 5 of 14. They make 10 a game, which they're at 5 right now, and they shoot about 30 per game, and they're right at 14.
And there's your stats for the first half. 46% from the field are the Bearcats, just 29% for Colgate, a handful of free throws. And the turnover's really a story. It's something the Bearcats, no doubt, harped on, I'm sure, in the dressing room.
Defensively, the Cats have looked good. It's just that when they give up the long threes, it makes the defense look like they were scrambling and nothing came of it. They're holding this team to 28%, partly because a lot of the shots are coming from the outside, but the Cats are dominating on the glass 21-12.
Keith Williams will put it back into play, and McNeil will set things up out between the rings as we are underway. Bearcats will now attack the basket in front of their own bench, wearing white. Colgate in maroon with the gray numbers. McNeil for Scott on the right wing. Down to Cumberland.
Got to be a flash right there in the down low.
There's Scott trying to come down low for Vogt. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Chris Vogt, his second person.
I didn't see enough there. Let's see if there's a push-off here by Chris Vogt. I don't see anything there. I don't see anything there.
I tend to agree with that. Our referees are Todd Austin on short and Sean Cassidy tonight.
Everybody in the game would like to have something back that they did throughout the course of the game. I have a lot of statements I like to get back myself, so.
That's never happened.
It's like cutting the pillow open and letting the feathers go everywhere. You can't, once you say it, it's gone.
Ellie Cummings, a sweet floater from 12 feet away.
It's just beautiful. I mean, they're shot makers, elite shot makers. You don't leave up Jaron Cumberland open. Kick it right back. Cumberland wants the ball. Not even looking at him.
14 points off turnovers for Colgate. Cincinnati's now turned it over 11 times. Not on that possession. Trayvon Scott connects. He has 6.
Trey can score if he wanted to, but he's trying to be the guy that can get everybody facilitated and go. And that's Keith Williams with the steal.
Over to McNeil. Driving into the lane. Drops it off for Scott. Can he score here? No. The ball's knocked away. And recovered by Raymond, who ends up being fouled. So Scott got a piece of him. Trayvon struggled last week in the game against Xavier. He was just 1 for 7 from the field. Finished with 2 points in the Bearcats' 3rd loss of the season.
He's such an unselfish player. He'll pass up shots to make sure that Jaron can get his shots. He understands his role, but when called upon, he's very effective.
Ivanauskas working on Vogt to the low post. Nowhere to go. We'll kick it out.
That was a steal right there for Keith. That coach wanted it. Spin back. That's what he's going to do.
Ivanauskas steps back and swishes it.
Just Chris could not lift at 7 foot. He's tall and long, but he couldn't get any lift from the standstill position to contest that shot.
Williams
backing up. Looks like a 1-2-2 defense that flattens out to a 2-3 as the ball goes to the wing.
Scott in the corner, sent down low for Vogt. A foul was called on the pass. So shot clock will go to 20. This is an important one, Terry, for the Bearcats. They stand at 6-3 right now. It's not going to be any easier on a Wednesday when Tennessee, who's ranked in the top 25, comes to town. They lost, of course, today to Memphis. Xavier, who the Bearcats lost to last week, lost today as well against Wake Forest in a tight game that came right down to the wire.
When you look at the game, it's a
There's a flop warning.
A flop warning. I like how they give you the. Sometimes they'll wait. The play goes on. They'll wait to a dead ball. Then they'll come over and give you the flop warning, meaning that any other flop will be a technical by any player on that team.
Can you imagine if there was a flop warning in the early 90s? I didn't say anything.
Yeah, a lot of guys would have got called for it.
Vogt down low to McWilliams. A foul was called on the Bearcats on the floor before Williams dunked it home. I'm sorry, it was a travel.
Yeah, it's travel.
The fans starting to get a little bit restless as Keith Williams now will be called for a foul on the inbounds pass.
Cats got to impose their will. I mean, this Colgate team is Patriot tested and approved. They know how to get it.
Unanimous choice to win the Patriot League.
I mean, the last time you've heard of Colgate being good was '96, Donald Foyle, the program's best player all time. Get the ball.
Great job recovering there, and then a tie-up will be called on the near sideline. Arrow is in favor of the visitors, so they'll keep the basketball. It's Raymond there, sorry, Richardson battling for it.
It's the kind of scrum you'd like to see. Little football play right there. Loose ball, you never know who's going to come up with it at the bottom of the pile. Keith Williams just pushed down Nelly to go get the ball and tie him up.
Richardson will bring it back in Colgate right now. Battling down by 5. Ivanauskas a long 3, no good. But Raymond corrals the rebound. Another opportunity for Colgate.
Oh,
Richardson, a great move to drive to the hoop, lays it up and in.
One Hezzy and Chris Vogt vacated the premises because you have to respect the three-point shooting of everybody on the floor. A straight line drive to the basket.
Richardson has 5. 18 points off turnovers tonight for Colgate, who continues to hang around. It's a one-possession game with under 17 minutes to play.
He's open.
Scott on the right wing, off to Cumberland. 5 to shoot. Jaron will drive. Kicks it off to Micah Adams-Woods. 3-ball, no. Vogt can't get to the rebound. Ivanauskas came away with it.
Nearly a good steal by Micah Adams on the little catch and go. This defensive team is flat in the building. You don't see a lot. You don't hear a lot of energy. You don't feel the energy. And the energy doesn't come from the fans. It comes from the fans having something to cheer about.
Ivanauskas spinning across the lane, connecting.
Some energy on that Colgate bench.
6 for the senior from Illinois. Colgate's back within 1 on an 8-2 run.
You can see him. The ball is not snapping around the ring. Step back.
Cumberland got it.
And Cumberland has been looking to run the offense. But as my old coach used to say, when he looked at Nick Van Exel or Danny Fortson or Kenyon Martin, they are the offense. So get them the ball and everybody else do your job.
Burns in the lane. Floater doesn't go. Drew a foul on the floor. And it'll send us to a timeout on the floor. 15:37 to play. Jaron Cumberland stepping back, connecting, and the Bearcats leading by 3. Colgate's had 4 players, well, 3 players, 4 times, have been awarded the Patriot League Player of the Year. You talked about Donald Foyle, back-to-back, 95-96 to 96-97. Of course, Rapolas Ivanauskas did it last year, and Boyle was a pretty special player when he was at Colgate. Ivanauskas has been that since joining the Raiders and has been an important piece tonight.
In order to be an effective player in the game of basketball, you have to have tremendous footwork. I mean, look at the footwork. The step back, the rolls, the pivots. I mean, he was the Riley Wallace Award last winter for the best transfer in Division I basketball. You mentioned the player of the year in the Patriot League. He's a crafty scorer. Reminds you a lot of Kevin Love. Doesn't get a lot of lift on his shot, but he is so crafty with the ball. He will have you looking like you're in a popcorn machine if you don't anchor yourself defensively.
Certainly has the opportunity to go to back-to-back Patriot League Player of the Year honors. There he is, whipping it towards the corner, and he shuffled his feet before making the pass. A turnover for Colgate, which certainly has been a problem for the Raiders since coming out of the locker room.
Well, you look at this team overall, I mean, there's a reason that coach has been there since 2011. And every year, once they hit that 4-year mark, if every coach can get 4 years to build their program, now they're at the point now where they're producing all league players, MVPs, players of the year, rookies of the year. They have all that, and they do it because they don't beat themselves. They're very fundamentally sound, and they do what they do best.
Jaden Cumberland's three is off the mark. And you know, it's impressive because those first couple years for Matt Langle were not good at Colgate. And I give the leadership there credit for sticking with it. Because so often now in college athletics that doesn't happen.
Yeah, everybody's got a quick trigger.
Yeah,
microwave generation where everybody wants it instantly now. And to build your program, you have to be able to recruit your own guys, put your own system in, give it an off season of conditioning and really getting guys to the body type that you want to have, running a system, letting them play it in pickup games with each other, get their own confidence, and then testing it in the game.
Probably even worse in college football.
Yes.
But certainly across college athletics, if you're not getting it done early in your career, then fans want to see you run out of town. Sorolla can't connect. Trey Scott tried to tip it back up and in, did not. Colgate back to the offensive end, trailing by 3. Quick release on the 3, comes off the back iron from Nelly Cummings. Shot was very flat. Cumberland in the meantime driving the lane, floating it up, no good. Sorolla knocks the rebound out.
That was knocked out of his hand. But anyway, Cumberland, you see him catching. Cumberland likes to come at you full speed, left to right crossover, throw that shoulder into you and put it up. He misses it. Jay thought he had a weak side rebound and it gets knocked out of his hand, but they don't call it. So it'll be Colgate's ball once again.
Richardson will dish it in. Full court pressure from the Bearcats. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Cincinnati's lead is 3.
Mike Adams back on the ball using that length. When you have long arms like that, you don't need to be directly in front of the guy on the ball so close. Keith Williams.
Richardson floats it high through the air and it falls.
Might be
right
some
through
bird
the
droppings
cylinder.
on that ball. Oh, they call the jump ball. Tremendous defense. Tucker Richardson on Keith Williams. Normally you don't see that, but old Tuck got one tucked away in this little bag of tricks. I mean, look at Keith Williams. Tries to use his shoulder to get some space, and Tucker says, not so fast, my friend. Tremendous play.
Sorolla turns, pops off the iron, no good. Cincinnati's 2 for 7 since coming out of the dressing room shooting the basketball. Colgate now 5 of 8 in the second half, has a chance to jump back on top. Ivanauskas to the low post, working on Sorolla. Turns off the window and in. And just like that, Colgate on the road leading. Rapolas Ivanauskas has 8 and a 12-4 run for the Raiders.
P.O.Y. Player of the year.
Yep.
He has got moves. Keith says, I got moves, but his is not as
Go
effective.
through. And the shooting woes continue there. On the second chance opportunity, he puts it up and draws the foul.
I mean, look at this. The drop step, the pivot, pump fake. He likes to do that. He likes to take you one way, move you with the pump fake to see if you would go, and then go. And then Keith tried to do the same exact play. Doesn't get it. Pushed his player out the way, got the offensive rebound, and put it up with the left.
Williams, a 78% free throw shooter on the season, heads to the stripe to try to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And he does just that, pushing the Bearcats' advantage back to 2.
Keith Williams shooting 78 from free throw line. every statistical category as a freshman has dramatically improved because he's a gym rat.
Records is going to hand it off to Richardson. Kicks it out. Cummings on the right wing. Adams Woods in his face. Cummings spinning towards the hoop. Tried to swing it down low. And a foul is called, much to the chagrin of the fans here. Keith Williams will pick up his second personal foul. And the shot clock will set to 20.
That was a help side foul on Jaron Cumberland, I believe.
And there they did call it on Cumberland. Iowa State. Good catch.
Good wall-up defense by Jay Sorella to see if they can cash it in.
Raymond unable to do that. Pitching into the first half, Jay Sorella back. It's an important depth for John Brandon.
Well, a lot of your offense, your creativity now is going to come from Keith Williams, and you try to get Keith to drive and kick and find it in the hands of Javen. Javen doesn't need much room.
There it is. Rims it through.
He reminds you a lot of Klay Thompson. Looks like Steph Curry, but in terms of Klay Thompson, does not need to dribble much. If he catches it in anywhere that's past half court and he's open, he may need one dribble for rhythm, but other than that, he can put it up.
David into double figures for the fourth time as a Bearcat. Cincinnati's lead is back to 5.
I mean, look at the amount of on-the-ball screens and action that's taking place for Colgate. Well-coached team.
Kicks it over. Richardson, 15-footer is true.
That shouldn't count. It's not from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, but that's not how it works.
I don't know. Mid-range analytics. They're trying to get rid of the mid-range.
Coach told you to shoot around. It's not that they're trying to shoot the threes. They're trying to shoot the right shots.
Hey, you are what you are.
Three-pointer there comes off for Jeremiah Davenport. But a steal for Keith Williams. And hard to the house, a two-hand jam.
And he started giving that little look as he grabbed the ball like, I dare you to jump. I dare you to jump. Everybody has a drill in the gym after practice where they see who can play defense.
He gets another steal. Showtime, Keith Williams. Back-to-back dunks. And Cincinnati finally finds some energy here at Fifth Third Arena.
When you look at the analytics defensively, Keith Williams is at the top of the charts. Tremendous on-the-ball defender, low center of gravity, active hands, and the defense of the Bearcats have been energized by Keith Williams' play.
Turn turnovers into touchdowns on back-to-back possessions for Colgate. Cincinnati's lead is 7. Nearly a turnover, then down to the floor goes Records. It'll be a tie-up in the arrow. Points towards Colgate. It's a timeout here at Fifth Third Arena as they come to their feet in the Queen City. Keith Williams says, watch out, that's mine. And hold on, I'm gonna do it again and jam it home to help my team to the lead. Cincinnati's lead is 7 as we near the midway point of the second half. And junior Keith Williams, we talked about him off the top of the broadcast, has been on fire as of late for Cincinnati. And Terry, he is doing it here in the second half, helping his team to an advantage.
Well, he's on fire not just because he's making shots. He's on fire because he's earning the shots. Offensive rebounds, put it up with the left hand, shooting the passing lanes. He's got 4 steals, and if that's not good enough, let me do it back-to-back to let you know that I am going to be one of the elite defenders in college basketball, more or less the American Athletic Conference.
Helping the Bearcats to a 10-2 run, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 of them came in a matter of about 15 seconds. 4 to shoot here for Colgate. Quick release on the 3 ball. Nelly Cummings, a huge answer for the Raiders.
I mean, you talk about get back. I love the Colgate team. They have get back in them. You do something to them, they'll get the points right back with your ability to knock down 3-point shots.
That's exactly what they needed. Down by 7 with all the momentum in favor of Cincinnati.
See if the Cats got some get back.
Jamin Cumberland certainly can provide that. A floater in the lane. Yes, sir.
And he puts the left hand up as he runs down like Shaq with the left hand saying, OMG, I have one. 12
for Jamin Cumberland, the graduate guard. 3-pointer at the other end from Burns doesn't fall through. It's coming right at you. Tucker Richardson was able to get in the way of it. It'll stay with the Bearcats.
Jab steps, puts it up with the left over the outstretched arms of 2 defenders, and then raises that left hand in the air and says, yes, Mom, I did use it.
Both teams shooting the basketball well since coming out of the locker room. Colgate 8 of 13. Bearcats exactly 50%.
Oh, that's a shot right there.
There's the 3. Rattles off. No. And the foul is going to be called on Colgate. I believe it was Keegan Records tangling up Chris Vogt. Colgate got the rebound, but won't keep it.
Because Chris Vogt trying to get a deal. You got a guy who's guarding you named Keegan Records. That sounds like a label. Who you sign with? Keegan Records.
I like that.
Yeah, that's right. With Rush.
The freshman out of South Kingston, Rhode Island.
I mean, he's a baller. Family's a baller.
Adams Woods.
Get Trey Scott.
He's trying to get a timeout. Rolling on the baseline. Won't get it, but a nice effort. There from Trayvon Scott. Back to your guy, Keegan Records. He looks like my 5-year-old. Now he's 8.
Long hair?
With the long hair when he was 4 or 5 years old playing basketball.
The mullet?
Long hair.
Is that
the headband.
Joe Dirt?
Keep it all under control. And then one day he said, Dad, it's time to cut it all off.
Oh, look at Keith probing, trying to get a steal. He caused a turnover, nearly turnover.
Avanauskas came away with it. Records was there as well.
Pressure the ball. I mean, just impressed with Keith Williams' ability to cover multiple spaces. He's guarding his man. He's playing help defense. Watch him come down. And the fadeaway. Oh, my goodness.
Minneapolis Avanauskas into double figures. He has 10.
It's like how that rolls off the tongue. You've been practicing all day for that name.
All day, all week, brother. Colgate has 4 averaging in double figures this season. They return their top 5 scorers from the NCAA tournament team of last year. Jamin Cumberland shot nowhere close, but Vogt cleans it up and puts it through. He has 7.
Avanauskas, son of a baller. Pop played at UMass Lowell and professionally in Lithuania.
There's 1 double-double this year.
You talk about a second-generation baller. He learned the game in Lithuania from his dad. And he's put together a nice package that makes him marketable to many teams.
Again, solid ball movement, but then the shot off the mark from Tucker Richardson. Jamin Cumberland kicking over to Keith Williams. Quick release on the 3. Rattles off. No good. There's your boy Keegan Records.
Yes.
Grabbing the rebound. And a quick release at the other end. Colgate trying to get it back. Swatted it up and in. I don't know who they're going to give it credit to. Was it,
he
was
beat
it
Chris
Keegan or Avanauskas who tipped it back up and in?
Hey, his last name is Records. Put him in the book, baby.
They did. His first 2 comes in averaging 4 per game. Seeing decent minutes off the bench this season.
They got to learn, this Bearcats team got to learn to, when guys pass and relocate, you got to give it to them. When Javen kicked that ball over to Keith, he wanted it back in the corner.
Oh, a late whistle as Vogt put it up with 3 on the shot clock. And Cincinnati will go to the free throw line with 7 minutes to play. 4-point lead in the first ever meeting against Colgate. Blue Jacket Hockey returns to Columbus Monday night when they host the Washington Capitals at Nationwide Arena. Blue Jackets Live kicks off our coverage at 6:30 with the game to follow here on Fox Sports Ohio. We're streaming on Fox Sports Go. Holiday Cheers on FS Ohio is presented by Dunkin'. Now let's take a look at the news and notes around NCAA Division I college basketball. How about that, Terry? 4 #1 teams fall in really the first 5 weeks of the season. Louisville's the latest on Tuesday, losing to Texas Tech. What do you make it out to be here? The early season woes. #1 ranking seems to be a curse.
Well, the #1 ranking is predicated on a bunch of guys that were ballyhooed as freshmen coming in. And some of those teams, like Michigan State, was a veteran team that was coming back. I mean, UK was young, Duke is young. You know, it's second year Chris Mack over at Louisville. But you talk about they're losing to teams that are veteran teams. You know, mid-major teams always have 4- and 5-year players. You know, the transfers that come in, and they're more apt to beat and upset ballyhooed, highly ranked team because they've been playing together for a while.
Where did you start the second season, your second season with the Bearcats? After going to the Final Four,
Yep.
Where were you ranked the next year to start the season?
We were ranked like 21. And then we had to climb up. We climbed all the way up.
I'm guessing that was taped up
we didn't
all
have
over
Corey
the
Blunt.
dressing
We didn't
room.
have Corey Blunt our first 11
Right.
games. And so we were at 21, and then it was a slow crawl. And by the time we played Memphis, at Memphis, when Spike Lee was there promoting, you know, Malcolm X movie, we were ranked 4th in the country.
Ivanoskis, a spin move and 2 more for the big man. A dozen
For all
for
of you
Ivanoskis.
non-athletic bigs.
Meaning your broadcast partner?
I mean, watch how he operates. Oh, good pass by Trey
Wide
Scott.
open, jams it home at the other end.
I mean, watch how he operates. The foot move, the craftiness with the ball fakes, the pump fakes. He gets you leaning one way, then he reverse spins and puts it up the other way. It's impressive.
Now he's going to try on a 3-pointer. Nothing but net. Ivanoskis has 15, and he is keeping Colgate in this game. 53-51 with 6:10 to play.
Big-time players make big-time plays. He's stepping up for his team.
Certainly been that tonight.
Jaren's got to make some plays. Look at that. Look at
Dumps
that.
it off to Vogt. He makes a move.
Jaren's
and
hurt.
has a wide open look. Yeah, he
Jaren's
hasn't
hurt.
looked right.
Yeah, he's wincing right now. He can barely move as he runs back. He's grabbing his side again. Remember, he didn't practice all week. Coach tried to get him healthy. #1 thing for him to get healthy, but he's making plays, whatever it takes to get his team a win.
Here's Cumberland on the right wing. Back to the top of the key. Over to the left side, Scott swings it across for Javen Cumberland.
Oh, what a hezzy.
Cutting to the bucket. Keegan Records got in the way and be called for the foul.
Watch this play. He makes a little dump down. He hit him right on the hand. See right there, number 15, Tucker Richardson hits him in the side, right where he's hurting. And you can see Jaron go back. He's wincing, and he grabs that left side because he's trying to play through it. I don't think he has a pad on it, trying to tough it out. He'll never let you know that something's wrong with him. He doesn't like excuses. His dad, Scott, never taught him to rely on anything other than your effort and your hard work. So if you can only give 80% because you are at 80%, then give the 80% that you have. But if you're on the floor, the coach expects you to deliver, and he's been doing just that. Look at Trey Scott. Oh!
Whoa, dangerous for Trayvon Scott as he jumps over the first row of courtside seats. Then
he knocks over a $9 beer in the first row. In the second row, yeah.
Someone's going to buy him another one. He's getting a lot of high fives.
Well, he got a $9 signature right there.
Let's see.
Hey, look at Trey jump
Watch
over
out.
him. Oh, look at that. Bow.
There's a beer. And
Trey wears what? 14 shoes. So come on, man. You got a 14 shoe footprint on your ugly sweater with beer on it.
He's just looking down at his shoe now.
Freeze dried and framed.
There's no look at it.
Freeze dry and frame, baby.
Jordan Burns throws it away for a guy who can do so much damage. Cincinnati's done a really nice job at not allowing Jordan Burns to take over control of this game. Otherwise, Cincinnati could be down a dozen right now.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much firepower on this Colgate team.
Your buddy over there still getting cleaned up.
Oh, he's good. Look, he's letting everybody know.
He's only about 12 seats down from us. Now seeing 12 turnovers for Colgate, 13 in the game for Cincinnati. Their pace was very strong in the first half. It's cooled off a bit. Trayvon Scott too strong off the side iron.
Bearcats got to do a better job of looking for each other at the end of the shot clock.
Velasquez on the three-pointer from the corner. No, Jaron Cumberland is there.
Veteran rebound. Put your body into him. Poke the ball away a little bit. A little hezzy dump down right here. Oh, that should be a foul.
And it is. As Raymond got tangled up. Looks like John Brannan's going to call a timeout to talk things over. On the Cincinnati sideline, John Brannan looking for his 7th win. In Cincinnati right now is Bearcats up by 4. Tom Glenner, Terry Nelson back at Fifth Third Arena. That guy right there, Bob Mangine. He has been busy this year. The athletic trainer for Cincinnati, trying to keep guys like Jaron Cumberland out on the hardwood. So Terry, in his gift-giving mood, has decided he's going to give something to Bob this year.
I had a little extra money, so I decided to give Bob Mangine something that he deserves very much. An island vacation, yes. Yeah. See, he didn't get a chance to go with us to the Virgin Islands because he was doing football. But all the guys he had to get healthy, Jaron, Javen, Jeremiah, Jace Roller, everybody with a J in their name, he had to get them healthy. Zach Harvey, even San Martin has been walking around with a boot.
Right, so Bob has been busy, so you're going to get him a island vacation. I think it'll be a few months till he's able to cash that in. I got one more gift to give. I'm going to give it to the whole Bearcats team.
Uh-oh.
Watch out. So where are they going a week from today? Chicago, right?
Chicago.
to the top of the Willis Tower they go. But I'm not just giving them Willis Tower passes. I'm giving them the express pass. You ever been there?
Oh, like
got
Kings Island. You can just go straight to the front.
Yeah, right to the front. You go up the elevator. I did it last year. It's incredible. You go up there. There's a glass booth that you go out, you step out basically and stand on to take your photos. It's amazing. It's a little weird at first, but the line to get in was like 90 minutes long if you didn't have express pass. So I'm going to splurge. Everybody gets an express pass.
You know how many athletes are scared of heights?
All right, well, so then I get them to save some money because most of them aren't going to use their express pass. You could try and grab one.
Absolutely.
Double down on your gifts. Jaron Cumberland, you saw him wince there, turned it over. Cummings the other way. It's a 1-on-2, and Cummings gets swatted by Cumberland, but Ivanauskas follows it, puts it up and in. He has 17, closing in now on his season high of 24.
Jaron Cumberland got caught in the air, turned the ball over, and instead of pouting, he ran back and got the block shot off the glass, but nobody else ran with him.
Colgate continues to hang around here on the road. Micah Adams-Woods on the baseline, puts it up short. Ivanauskas had the rebound, lost it. Vogt put it up and in.
See, Cincinnati's got to do it. They got lucked out on that one. When guys drive baseline, you got to look at the top of the key because the defense is flattened out. And twice, Javen has been at the top of the key calling for the ball, and nobody has saw him, and they have shot tough shots.
Chris Vogt has 14 points for Cincinnati. Cummings to the baseline, answers right back.
Against a great defensive set right there by Keith Williams, and Cummings flexed the chest a little bit as he puts it up against a stronger Keith Williams.
Ellie Cummings in a double figures for the 6th time this season. Colgate back within 2 with 3:18 to play. Keith Williams shakes it, offenders to the bucket, and finishes it.
Puts it up with the right, rolls it off the left, and then looks at coach and says, my fault on the defensive end.
Baker's dozen for Keith.
Always easier to take it when you have scored and got the 2 back.
Cummings kicks it to the corner. Raymond's 3 won't go. Ivanauskas swatted at it but wasn't able to grab the ball. Even Cumberland was there. Now Cincinnati, with under 30 minutes to play, has a chance to extend their advantage.
Too much dribbling.
Williams falls down. 1-on-1 the other way. Cummings in the lane, puts it up and through.
I mean, he sought the contact and looked for Javen and ran Javen out of the court and put it up off the glass, and just like that, back within 2.
59-57. And the timeout is going to come from John Brannon, as he is not happy with his team's effort. And we'll take a look at Keith Williams taking us to a timeout here in Clifton. The telecast of this game is authorized by the American Athletic Conference. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description of this game without the express written consent of the American Athletic Conference is strictly prohibited. 2:27 to play in the second half, and big man for the Bearcats, Chris Vogt, has left an impression on this game, Tino.
14-6 dunk downs. Just be big and be available. I mean, he gets the ball, he's hustling and getting just easy putbacks. But there's a reason why you're number one in the AAC in field goal percentage, and you're shooting 67% from the field because you're putting it right there in his lap.
11th in the nation.
11th in the nation.
Yeah.
Catch it and put it up.
He's 6 of 7 from the field today, so he's going to continue to inch his way towards the top 10 of shooting in the country. Cincinnati, however, right now needs to close out win number 7.
I don't know why this team has been good. Oh, they call that in the cylinder. That could have easily been an offensive foul on Javen with the high white.
Looks like the Bearcats volleyball team just returned from Palo Alto as Jordan Burns picks up the foul, his second personal. They were eliminated last night from the NCAA tournament in the round of 16.
I mean, this team right now
just got back into town. Just want to make a point. I mean, what an effort by that team, Molly Alvey's squad. They were up 2-1, 2 sets to 1. And they're going to review the play right now across the way. So you see the officials going to the monitor.
Well, the high swipe right here.
Yep.
So the right elbow hits
Jordan Burns
right in the jaw. They call a foul because he's too close, and he goes, how is that a foul? Did my face hit him too hard?
I don't think there's much there.
Oh, they can call it because any blow to the head, they're going to take a look at that.
I think there's contact. I don't think there's much, is my point.
Yeah, you're not the one being hit in the mouth.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we want to go back to the whole flopping conversation.
Stop it, man. See, that's why you got a beard. You got a beard to insulate the shot. He doesn't have a beard.
You want to simulate it over here?
No,
we'll just go.
So,
let's go.
So if I got my Dr. Pepper,
come on.
So if I got and I do this and I hit you right into the chin strap.
But if you miss me and I just go like this.
Yes, but you saw sweat move off of his head. You saw the jaw sort of in slow motion kind of ripple out. That's a hit, man.
All right, well, we're about to find out. Let's see what it was.
Great description, young fella.
And who was right, by the way? Who was right? Just please.
That's guys with chin straps always want to. I'm telling you right now. Look, he was in the cylinder, so it was he was very tight with his movements, so he didn't get caught with the elbow. However,
in the end, who was right?
You got it, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, the guy wearing the green tie. That's what it is.
That's right. My
The
lucky green
Grinch tie. That's what it is. Huh?
The Grinch tie. Javen Cumberland will get the free throw.
You look good, though, brother.
I appreciate it.
It's
Been
good
fun.
on you.
Been fun to have a couple games with you here in the last month and a half.
Thanks for my Christmas present. I'm going to play tonight.
Look at the big fella. I'll log in and play with you. Vote. Puts it up and through. 16 for Chris Vogt. 2:08 to play.
You've got 4 of your elite defenders out there and 1 sharpshooter in Javen Cumberland. Not that Javen is not an elite defender, but he's out there because he can do some damage. And speaking of damage, oh my goodness,
Lord.
I'm loving this young man's game.
Jordan Burns has essentially been ineffective in this game. He's been in double figures in 9 of 11 starts this season. He has only 6 points through 38 minutes here at Fifth Third Arena. Cincinnati's lead is 3, and here's a big offensive possession to try to extend that.
And the Cats have played in 3 overtime games this year as Keith Williams slithers through the defense and puts it up off the glass.
15 for Keith Williams with 80 seconds remaining. The lead is back to 5.
Stay down, Chris. Why's he gonna pivot?
Alvanauskas gonna kick it out. Richardson driving to the lane, scoops it up and in.
Blew right by the defense and put it up off the glass. The defense was gutted because Chris Vogt has to go out and protect.
Back and forth we go now with 1 minute left. Cincinnati's lead is 3.
You know, people are saying, why is Chris McNeil out there at this closing time? Because he's an elite defender. They're going to call a foul on Javen
for stopping Nelly Cummings as he took off the other way. Yeah,
Nelly picked his pocket.
A good defensive play. You know,
he got his pocket picked before. He goes, let me get my wallet back. Just took it straight from you.
Yeah, he held onto his arm. Now, you know, I call a lot of soccer games. In soccer, they call that advantage. They would have let Nelly Cummings go and waited to blow the whistle.
Why?
Because you have a scoring opportunity, and scoring is so rare. So,
advantage.
yes, it's called advantage. I'll get you some tickets. You come to a game next summer.
If I can wear your tie, I'm going.
That's fine. You can wear the tie.
All right.
No big deal. And they're going to bring the volleyball team out onto the hardwood right now with 42 seconds remaining. Fresh off their trip to Palo Alto, California, in a Sweet 16 appearance as Colgate will talk things over on their sideline. The fans have come to their feet here at Fifth Third Arena. It's been a battle down low in this game. We're going to have an Oscarson vote here.
I mean, I just push you under the basket, puts it up off the glass. But on the other end, watch this. I'm going to give you a jab to the right, pull up, Kevin Love style. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Keith Williams now with 14 or more points in 5 straight games. And what a spark he was, Terry, to start the second half.
I mean, he's a guy that can get it. But I'll tell you what now, Ivanauskas is a guy that's sparking the game for Colgate. Look for him to have something to say going down the stretch.
See what they can do here. Ivanauskas going to go hard to the hole, put it up, no good.
Trey Scott hit the net while the ball was on the rim.
Yeah.
Yes. Great defensive play by Trey Scott.
I think Colgate was a little nervous there for a moment, having gotten the offensive rebound. Count the bucket. Ivanauskas is up to 21, now 3 shy of his season high. Here's another look at it.
See, the left hand.
And that's an accidental play. It's not anything he was intentionally trying to do. 64-63 now, 31 seconds left. So 1 second differential between game clock and shot clock. If you're Colgate, do you foul right away or do you try to force a turnover? It appears they're going to try to force a turnover. Let's see if that changes now that the Bearcats get into the front court, and it will. Mike Adams-Woods is fouled. He's been fairly efficient in limited time at the free throw stripe this season.
Partner I mentioned earlier, 3 straight overtime games for the Bearcats coming out of the Virgin Islands. Up by 1. You got to make both of these because you got the sharpshooting team of Colgate. No lead is safe with the team that can shoot it as well as they can from downtown.
So the freshman will go to the strike. 1-and-1 opportunity. He sinks to the front end. 7 for Adams-Woods. Cincinnati's 10 for 15 from the stripe in this game. Colgate's only taken 4 attempts. They've made them all.
Hey, non-simple math, 3 is greater than 1.
Adams-Woods gets them both. So it's back to a 3-point game with 25 seconds left. Adams-Woods committed a foul.
Silly foul by Adams-Woods on the reach in.
So the freshman has the confidence at the free throw line. And then the mental mistake on the far sideline, because that's an ideal situation for Colgate.
It used to be a saying by Al McGuire that the best thing that happens to freshmen is they become sophomores. Now the best thing that ever happens to freshmen is they become rookies.
Yeah, right.
Rookies in the NBA.
Chance here for Nelly Cummings. It's a 1-and-1 though. The front end is true. 5 for 5 is Colgate.
This actually doesn't hurt the Bearcats if he makes both of them, because now they get the ball back and they have a chance to run a little bit more clock.
Only 8 tenths came off the clock. Back end of 2 free throws is missed, so it's a 2-point game. And now Cincinnati, if Trayvon Scott can hit 2 free throws, has a chance to make it a 2-possession game, and that changes everything.
It does. Trey Scott 17 of 20 on the year from the free throw line, 85%. Increase that. Guy already earned his degree, Dean's List recipient. I mean, this is a guy who is intelligent, hardworking.
Graduated last year around this time, right? Because Mick Cornyn on the road did the graduation ceremony for him at shoot-around.
That was awesome.
So this is a 1-and-1. 9th foul. Front end of the 1-and-1 comes off, no good. 20 seconds to play. Colgate has a chance to tie it or win the game. Richardson gives it off to Burns. Outside to Raymond, driving to the lane. Raymond puts it up, gets his own deflection, and ties the game at 66 apiece. Now Cincinnati Can they win it?
What was he doing? Oh, my.
Jaron Cumberland took a half-court shot, and then a foul was called on the fight for the rebound. Colgate's going to go to the stripe. A chance to win the game with 1.5 seconds to play.
Oh,
but Jaron Cumberland had probably 3 or 4 seconds left when he let that shot go from beyond half court. A nightmare for the Bearcats here in the waning moments.
He heard the fans go crazy. He didn't locate. See, Keith blocked the shot, got his own shot, put it back in the basket.
There's tons of time.
He's walking the ball, and the fans they're saying go, go, go. He doesn't hear it. He shoots a near 3/4 court shot.
And Javen commits a foul on Tucker Richardson, who's 11 for 14 on the season from the free throw stripe.
That's not a foul either on Javen. That's a loose ball.
They're looking at the monitor, but I don't think that the foul is reviewable unless they're talking about contact to the face. This officiating crew has done a great job at communicating with us. Yeah, they were checking the clock.
2.1
So it'll
seconds.
go to 2.1 seconds, which is beneficial to the Bearcats, assuming that these free throws are made here.
Unfortunate for Jaron. He's still dealing with an injury. Hasn't practiced all week. Not really in a rhythm.
Well, the fans here are furious after the foul on Javen Cumberland. In the meantime, it'll be sophomore Tucker Richardson trying to give Colgate the lead with 2 seconds left. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. The Bearcats have a timeout remaining. And Colgate does as well. They will take it. And that is only going to enrage the fans here that much more.
Wow. So the question is, does he make the second one? Because it really doesn't matter at this point, because if he misses it, at least a half second is going to go off.
You think it's more difficult? I mean, that's the general thought, right? If he misses it, it's harder to grab the rebound, turn and go, as opposed to be able to inbounds it, especially the Bearcats have a timeout remaining. They can call timeout, talk things over if they want.
And do a home run play of some sort.
I mean, 2 seconds gives you enough time to throw it at least to midcourt, have someone turn and shoot.
And depends on the coverage that the defense plays. You can get it deep to half court, a quick pass to the three-point line, a la Ryan Fletcher to Kenyon Martin to Melvin Levitt, 1999.
Great Alaskan shootout?
Alaskan shootout, baby.
Yeah, against Duke. Right?
Against Duke.
Yeah,
Yes,
just making sure.
the Nookies. But they have an opportunity here. So you have options on the table. Now I feel for Jaron, because Jaron is, this year he's been injury riddled. He hasn't really got the flow going. And every time it looks like he's trying to get himself to understanding the offense and how he operates in there. I mean, Keith blocks the shot. They're all guards in there with Trey Scott, so you have no rim protection and help down there.
Here's another
He's
look
looking,
at it.
yeah, he hears the fans start yelling, so he throws it up there with 5 seconds to go.
It's just a lack of awareness as to what the conditions of the game. He shouldn't need the fans to urge him to hurry up.
Look, it
And
missed on purpose.
intentionally missed, and it's over. Colgate comes into Fifth Third Arena and beats the Bearcats in the first ever meeting between these two teams. A free throw with 2 seconds left seals it for the Raiders. Wow. The fans here at Fifth Third Arena are simply shocked as Colgate has their 8th win on the season, and the Bearcats drop their second straight.
This is huge for Colgate. I mean, this is one of the biggest program wins that they've had, definitely this year, but one in program history. Yes, they've come close to winning some games against higher ranked teams. Almost beat Tennessee in the tournament last year. You got a veteran team that returns all 5 of their top 5 scorers. 4 starters, 5 of their top scorers from last year's tournament run team. This is a team that operates well under pressure, and they can execute. And it just so happens that it was an uncharacteristic play by Jaron Cumberland that led, and the foul by Javen Cumberland that I didn't really believe was a foul, that led to the opportunity for them to go up, make one free throw, and miss the second one on purpose.
Bearcats fans shocked
I mean, there's nobody
as
leaving.
the teams head out to their dressing rooms.
Oh, my.
And we have gone final here in the Queen City. The final score, Colgate 67, Cincinnati 66. We'll step aside. Terry and I wrap things up when we return.